doing a collab with Joey Styles from STD Podcast. BC's Beer Reviews, BC's Beer Reviews, BC's Beer Reviews. It's another episode of BC's Beer Reviews with your boy BC. And I've got a special guest here with me today, man. I've got Joey Edibles from the STD Podcast, man. And we're doing a quick beer review, or at least I am. Joey doesn't really drink.
He's drinking a beer. I don't drink no beer anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just come up spend. This is fellowship for me.
Yeah, this is kind of like a hangout guy time here, man. So Joey brought this up, and thanks again, brother man. Appreciate the beer.
Oh, yeah.
And we've got Columbus Brewing Company. First time hearing these guys.
I know he's such a Buckeyes fan. I'm just kidding. He's a big Wolverines fan, so I had to mess with him and bring the club beer from Columbus.
Talking about that, I did a beer. I think it was the Wolverine Company out of Ann Arbor, and somebody actually mentioned to me, well, maybe there's a Spartan beer out there.
Oh,
maybe
nice.
you should try it. But they go on. It's like, well, since you're such a Wolverine fan, I doubt that you're ever going to try it. And ironically enough, probably about 4 months later, I picked up a beer called Spartan. And it wasn't the Sparties like here, but
Right.
still the reference to Spartans was kind of funny for me to do, me being a Michigan fan. Hey, I try to be equal with all the beers that I try to review, man.
Right, beer is different than football. Like football, you can hate your enemies on the football level, but with beer, it's just getting drunk. So
Yeah, I mean, unless it's a nasty beer, then that's a different story altogether, man. Like that pina colada, no, that enchilada Budweiser one that I had with the tomato juice and the clam juice in it, man. Oh my God, I gave that one a 0.
0 out of 10.
Yeah, 0 out of 10. That was so bad. But this one's great. This is a pint can. It's 8.3 alcohol by volume. Now the APV, I don't know. Like I said, I'm doing this one on the fly. Generally, I do a little bit of research, but hey, since we're just hanging out, and this
Zero research on this one. This
Yep.
is all up here for BC, right in his dome, man.
Yep.
He's not. There's no researchers.
Yep.
It says 8.3% Bodhi, double India Pale Ale. It says that's the government warning.
Yeah, that's the government
I
warning.
don't think there's any description really.
Yeah, so I'm expecting everything on here to be doubled up by the hops and whatnot. So it's kind of like that, almost, not quite, but like that 120-minute dogfish head I did the other day. But I'm expecting this to probably be in the neighborhood of the Two Hearted Ale by Bell's Beers. Not exactly like that, but in the neighborhood of. But let's see how strong this boy is, and enough of the jibber jabber. Let's see how this bad boy tastes.
Cheers, homeboys. Ooh, look at that clack.
Ooh, crack goes the beer can.
Let's see the color.
Let's see how this goes. Ooh.
That's really
Yeah.
light for 8.3.
Yeah, it's like a straw color.
Oh yeah.
So, nice white head. Well, off-white head, I should say. Nice and frothy. I would even go as far as saying spongy. Now, some would say, oh, you need to learn how to pour. But you know what? Here's a little trick. I don't know if Joey knows this, but you know what? This head's going to come down. And you know what's in this head? A bunch of beer. So I'm going to get more beer out of this head when it shrinks down. And from what I can tell by looking at the glass, it looks like I'm getting about medium carbonation out of it, as you guys can see.
Is that 2-finger head?
Let's see.
Finger
Yeah,
head?
2-finger head here. Yep, 2-finger head here. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of like an egg white here that I'm looking at. So you can see right through it. A lot of times when I do these IPAs, they're cloudy, but
Real
this
dark,
one's,
That one's not.
and this one's pretty clear. It's almost looking like maybe like a little darker Budweiser, maybe.
You can kind of see the hops in there, if I'm saying that correctly, because like, you know, I've drank a lot of beers over the years. Obviously, I don't drink anymore, but like when you're drinking these kind of beers, if they're that high gravity, 8.3 is kind of high for some of that stuff, and they're usually a little lighter. But I could almost taste this hops. This reminds me of Lake Erie Monster. If you're drinking Great Lakes Brewing Company, that's what it looks like. What does it smell like?
It actually smells. It has a taste. It seems like it smells more like a regular beer, but okay. Now I'm starting to get some grassiness off of there. Definitely some citra off of here. And I mean, for being a 8.3%, I mean it has a high alcohol content, but that last video I did was the 120-minute one. Now that one was at least a 15.3. I forget what it, but them ones varies between a 15.3 and I think a 18 APV. So that was a 2020 edition. Somebody mentioned it. I can't remember it offhand now, but the number was really high. That's why I said in my video at the time it was at least a 15.3. Now, also it was also kind of comparable to a barrel aged beer, where they age beer in barrel bourbon barrels, and they also get a higher content, like the Expedition Stout. If that's a bourbon barrel beer, the one I had was a 13.6. Now the Backwoods Bastard by Founders, that I think that's a 17.6. And same thing, they aged it in a bourbon barrel, man. So them boys you got to watch out for. But enough of that. We ain't talking about them. We're back to this beer here.
Taste that motherfucker.
Yeah.
See how it tastes, bro.
So cheers, guys.
Man. Sorry for starting
Hey.
over your video.
Cheers to you, man.
Oh yeah, brother.
Right?
Here you go.
Oh, that's nice.
You like that?
That's nice. That is. I mean, this is kind of like a good combination where you're getting that bitterness off of it. You're getting that grassy pininess off of it. Now, that pininess I'm kind of getting out of this, in my opinion, out of it. But the grassiness is kind of a close second out of it.
Okay.
So this is really good. I'm digging this one.
Okay.
And it does kind of remind me a little bit of the Two Hearted Ale by Bell's Beers.
Okay.
A little bit, at least in the neighborhood. So, hey, I'm impressed by this one, man.
Nice.
So,
cheers, guys. Heck yeah.
you know, I would say if you ever get a chance to get a hold of this kind of beer, try a single. You might like it. I'm actually enjoying this thing, man. So,
they're out of Columbus, Ohio. Yeah, well, obviously Columbus Brewing Company. That goes without saying. But yeah, Columbus is south of me. I got this at a gas station on the way up here.
yeah, and sometimes it's a little tricky. It's like the Great Lakes Brewing Company. Now, the first time I ever reviewed the Great Lakes Brewing Company, I thought for sure that they were out of Michigan. They're not. They're out of Ohio,
Right,
man.
Cleveland, man.
Yeah.
Great Lakes is what that was. What I mean, that was at the peak of my drinking. I drink every Great Lakes beer. I could recite them from. I mean, I actually got in trouble if you with the Christmas ale because like Christmas ale 7.5 and they sold it a 6-pack. And they if you're out there and you're selling beers, don't sell 6-packs of 7.5 because I'm gonna double up and I'm gonna get a 12 and I'm gonna get loaded.
yeah, and that's not even including the shots that you might be taking either.
Right.
So,
if you're at the bar, you might do a couple shots too.
Yeah.
So yeah, you gotta be careful with that stuff. But yeah, Great Lakes is really good stuff too.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, man.
I mean, I'd actually probably compare. I mean, as far as they don't have like. Then again, I haven't drank a lot of them, but I would compare them to maybe Bell's Beers. But then again, I don't know how many beers the Great Lake Beers Company does. Now, Bell's Beers, on the other hand, man, it just boggles my mind on how many beers they got. And that's not including special occasions or like special times of the year, like this time of year
Seasonals
or Christmas.
and shit. Yeah.
So
I used to love the seasonals. Seasonals were my favorite.
Yeah.
I love seasonals.
And you know the thing that gets me about the seasonal ones is that they'll come out with variety packs, and sometimes I got to pick up a variety pack because they just have a unique beer just for that variety pack.
Oh yeah.
So
Great Lakes did that. They used to sell this beer called Holy Moses White Ale, and that was probably my favorite. And they used to sell sixers of it. Then they quit selling sixers of it and only had it at the tap house. And then they put it in the variety packs, like BC was saying. So that was you had to buy the whole 12-pack of whatever, and just to get your 3 beers, just kind of like whatever. But what the one place does by me, when I might bring up, we got the train coming through.
Yeah.
But I might there's a place by me that sells a lot of these individual cans. So if I see someone's up there you haven't done, man, I'll bring them up. We'll do some more like this.
all right, sweet, man,
Yeah.
sweet. Yeah. But so if I had to give this one a grade, I would have to give this one a. You know what? I got to give this one a 9.5.
9.5 out of 10.
Yep.
Nice.
So would I pick this one up again? Definitely, especially like on a hot day today in Michigan with the humidity. Oh, child, you know I'm going to.
The condensation is forming on the side of the glass. I mean, as a former drinker, I will say it does look really good. It really does, boys.
Yeah.
It really does.
So, like I've always said, hey, drink responsibly. Don't do nothing stupid. Peace out, brother man. Peace out, sister girl. And hey, I'll check you out next time here on the next BC's Beer Reviews. Joey's going to be here. I don't know. We'll see you next time. Peace out, guys.
Later.
All right, that was awesome, man.
Yeah, bro.
BC's going to drink some beers, so take a seat, baby, have no fear. He will certainly bring the cheer. Sit down and don't